And welcome to today's vlog. Today I am going to be talking to you about the latest round of headache treatments that I've been trying.
She likes oversharing with outfits and swearing, admiring her tats while she plays with all her cats. Her disability gives her superpower, agility to holiday and live the right way. Estelosaurus.
I have tried a Jovi before, which I talked about in another vlog that I'll link below, and I do talk about my headaches and sort of give tips and things on them, so I'll drop those links below as well if you're interested. A little bit of background: I have suffered from headaches, chronic headaches of different types, chronic headaches, chronic migraines of varying types for over 20 years now. I have tried a lot of different things. I've tried over-the-counter medications, I've tried prescription medications, I've had Botox. Again, that's another thing I've talked about on this vlog in the past. Tried a bunch of things. So far I am yet to find that elusive miracle cure, and after the Jovi didn't work, they stopped that and told me just to sit tight until a new medication was approved by NICE. They're like the governing body that approves medications. So I think I went about 18 months with no treatment at all other than the rizatriptan that I take, which is sometimes effective, sometimes not. And then they eventually phoned to say that there was a new drug on the market called Emgality, or its proper name of Galcanezumab. So they asked me if I wanted to try it. I obviously said yes, because I'm willing to give anything a go to try and cure migraines. They are the bane of my life. They're very disabling. So yeah, of course I was going to try them. Like with a Jovi, when you first start Emgality, you have to have 2 loading doses. So including the 2 loading doses, I have now had 6 doses. This would be dose 7, which I'm not going to be taking. I spoke with my neurology nurse last week and we both agreed that this medication hasn't worked for me, so I'm not going to be taking the last injection. For me personally, I found that whilst I maybe had less migraines in the month, the overall severity of the migraines I did have was much, much worse. We sort of talked about it and I said I'd rather live with multiple slightly more manageable migraines than less very severe I have to go to bed for 48-hour migraines. That's sort of my personal choice. So we agreed there was no point taking the last one. It hasn't worked for me. Unfortunately now I do have to wait until another medication becomes available, which is a bit of a shame. Again, it feels a bit like I've been left out in the dark, but there you go. So anyway, what I want to talk about today is how easy it is to take this medication, the side effects, what it was like to take it, how easy it is to store it. A video now of me taking the injection. So I recorded this video in December when I took my last injection. Weirdly, I am wearing the exact same jumper as I am today, so that's a coincidence. But yeah, this is me injecting the pen into my stomach. Like with any medications like this, you should follow your clinician's guidance. I am very used to giving myself injections I've done Clexane, I've done a Jovi before. I'm a bit of a dab hand at it, so for me personally, giving myself these pens once a month was no big deal. It might be for you, and if it is a big deal for you, there are options for you. You can have a family member do it, or you could have a nurse do it, so you could take your pen to the doctor's surgery, the doctor could do it. There are lots of options out there for you if you don't feel you can inject yourself, but as you can see from the video, they're super easy to use. They're really user friendly. You have to store these in the fridge. They advise you not to store them in the door or at the back or too close to the sides of the fridge, just to keep their temperature regulated, and those are the parts of the fridge where the temperature can change the most. So keep them sort of somewhere in the fridge, ideally in the middle of a shelf if you can. When it comes to the day you take these medications, they advise you take it out of the fridge half an hour before you're going to take it, just to let it warm up to room temperature a little bit. This is mostly for your comfort, else the medication going in is very cold and a little bit uncomfortable. So just pop it out of the fridge half an hour before you want to take it, and then away you go. So you should always check the box, make sure the box is still sealed, check it's got your name and details on it, and then you can pop the box open, and inside you should have the pen and an instruction leaflet. You have to check the pen, you have to check the expiry date, check the lot number, check that nothing has been tampered with, check that it's all still sealed, and check that the medication in the tube isn't cloudy or a funny colour. Each pen is single use only. Once you've used it, you won't be able to use it again, and it can be discarded in a sharps bin. I was provided with a sharps bin, sort of in my local trust. They provide you with the injections and the sharps bin, everything you need, little plasters and little swabs, so you can alcohol swabs so you can wipe the area and stuff. So once you're ready to go, and you've washed your hands and you've chosen your injection site, which can be your abdomen, your thighs, your bum, or the back of your arm. If you're going to do your bum, you probably will need some help, and if you're going to do the back of your arm, you're going to need some help because the injection has to sit at a 90-degree angle to your skin, else it's not going to work properly. So you might need a little help if you're going to do it in your bum or the back of your arms. I chose to do mine in my abdomen, mostly because my abdomen is a fucking mess, so it doesn't matter if it gets ruined by bruises. Once you're ready to go, wash your hands, blah blah blah, swab the area, use the alcohol swab to just wipe down the injection site, you're good to go. So again, like I showed you in the video, pop the cap off. You can unlock this bit first, which I do because it's easier, and then pop it on your injection site. You push it hard against your skin, as hard as you can, don't hurt yourself. Pop the cap off, it will click, and then the medication will be injected into your skin. You need to hold this against your skin for about 20 seconds just to make sure that all the medication has gone into you, and then you can just take this away. The injection bit will have gone back up inside itself, and you won't be able to stab yourself or stab anyone else with it. It's all sort of contained inside here, so you're not going to stab yourself or hurt yourself, and then you can bung this in your sharps bin. So, yeah, they are really easy to use. They're super user friendly, and yeah, I think very easy to use, really easy to inject yourself with these, and they're not scary. You can't really see the needles, so if you've got a phobia of needles, they're a bit more user friendly because you can't really see the needle, and it's all nicely self-contained and easy to do. So as for side effects, I didn't really have any side effects from this medication. I did notice pain and redness at the injection site, which is absolutely completely normal and standard. Common side effects are things like vertigo, so dizziness, constipation, itching, and a rash. I didn't have any of those. Uncommon side effects are things like hives, which again I didn't have, and then there are more serious side effects or allergic reactions, and if you have sort of difficulty breathing, severe itching, you come up in a rash very suddenly, you need to immediately let doctor or get emergency help straight away if you notice any of those side effects after having taken the medication. I didn't, and like I said, they're very uncommon side effects, very uncommon to have an allergic reaction. They just tell you a lot of these things just to cover all the bases, but just be aware and read all the leaflets and all the information that comes with this injection. like I said, you should be told by your clinician what to do, how to do it, how long to do it for. So what I'm sort of telling you is, as always, my opinion, my take on it. Don't take my word as gospel. Follow your clinician's instructions. So yeah, before I started Emgality, I did read about it. Obviously, I googled it, and a lot of people did seem to have great success with it. It has worked for a lot of people. So just because it hasn't worked for me, don't write it off yourself. Absolutely, you should give it a go. It might work for you. You might be one of those people it's worked for. And like I said, it has worked for a lot of people. A lot of people have found this a very successful drug. I had to keep a headache diary alongside this for my local trust, and once a month I sent that headache diary off just so they could see how I was getting on, see if it was improving things. And then I had a follow-up phone call with my nurse after 3 months. So after the first 3 months, I had a phone call. So after the first set of injections, the first round, I had a phone call with my nurse and we talked about whether it had worked or not. And at that time, it was when we were having the heat wave in the UK, so it was very hot. I was very headachy because of the heat. The weather does affect my headaches, so we decided it wasn't really a fair trial of those sort of first injections because of outside factors. So we decided to give it a go for another 3 months just to give it a fair trial, which we did, and unfortunately, like I said, it didn't work for me. I noticed a reduction in the amount of migraines I was having, but the severity of them was much, much worse. Like I said before, vomiting, I was having hemiplegic migraines where I lose the sensation in one side of my body, and they were sort of putting me out of action for 48 hours, which I can't do that. I need my time. I have a job, I have things to do. I can't sort of afford to lose that much time to a migraine. So we decided that actually for me, I would rather have more migraines more often that were perhaps less severe and slightly more manageable. That means I can get back up and running quicker than I could with these very severe migraines, and that's what we decided was going to be the best thing for me. So yeah, we have now stopped it, which is a shame, and I do have to wait now for another solution to come along. And you know, it's frustrating because I know in other parts of the country there are other options, there are other things they can do, other things they can try, but NHS treatment can very much be a postcode lottery, and if you're not in the right postcode, you're potentially not going to get that treatment. So here where I live in the southwest, my local CCG, there are no more options for me at the moment, which is really frustrating. You do get to the point where you feel like you're just banging your head against the wall, which might help. Maybe I should try that, but that's how it goes. So anyway, like I said, the point of this video was just to tell you a little bit about my experience of Emgality, show you how the injection works, tell you a little bit about it, and tell you why unfortunately it didn't work for me. I would love to hear from you if you've tried Emgality and it's worked for you, or it is working for you. Let me know. I'd be really interested to hear from you, or any other treatments you've had. What have you tried? A JV, which was one of my previous drugs. Have you tried Botox? Have those worked for you? Are you trying something different? Do you in your local NHS area get a different treatment option? Let me know. I'd be really interested to hear from you. If you've got any questions about Emgality or headaches or migraines in general, or any of the other treatments I've had, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. So yeah, that's it from me today. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video.